But that's one of the reasons why I would never want to go back. Someone just got into the thing there. That show, the Gemini Man, Ben Murphy, he had his watch, and the digital watch, he'd make himself invisible for 30 seconds. And it's proof in the pudding that I'm here talking to the camera and no one is paying a blind bit of heed to what I'm doing or what I'm saying. You are her. Hi guys, welcome back. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally. It's Friday. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Do you know, in the last two videos I was talking about drinking me gin with me ginger ale and me lemon soda and all that kind of stuff. Well, you know, I haven't had a drop of gin or haven't had a drop of alcohol since Monday, and today is Friday, and for me that's a bit of a record. And you know what, I just want to tell you that I feel very, very much at home in Thailand, and to the extent where I feel more at home here in Thailand than I ever felt at home in Ireland. And I will never, you never say never, but I hope never to have to go back, because that would kill me. This place has become such a part, such a part of my core being, that I don't think I'd be able to face life if I wasn't here. Now, I know you should never say never, and I know if you had to you would and all the rest of it, but I'm just saying this is the way I feel. And I want to tell you about the reality, obviously you know the reality of living here, but the reality for me living in Ireland, I never felt part of being Irish. In Ireland, when I grew up, you were either a rugby head, a head as an individual. You'd be a rugby head, a Gaelic head, or a soccer head. Gaelic is Gaelic football, which has nothing to do with any of the other two sports. Third largest football stadium in Europe, in Dublin, and they won't allow soccer or rugby to be played there because they're British sports. And you see, in Ireland, you'd be labelled as something, but you cannot just be anonymous. And the beauty about being in Thailand is I get to maintain my anonymity, and that for me is absolutely paramount. I mentioned in a previous video, you know, about communication and that you're very much left to your own devices and all the rest of it, but that in itself, there's a beauty in that. Do you know, and I discussed this with Jasper and Fleming, two wonderful supporters to the channel, thanks again lads, the other day, that when you come across another Farang in a place like this, now not obviously Pattaya would be, you wouldn't include Pattaya or any of the tourist areas, but in an area where there's no tourism as such, like where we are now, where I live and where Jasper lives, we both agreed that you tend to give other Farang a wide berth. And for me, the reason I do it, it's not a reason, it's not a voluntary decision. It's an involuntary decision. Because when I see another Farang, I lose my anonymity. They know what I'm about. The Thais don't. I could be anything and they don't inquire. When I'm walking around or driving around where I live in Bangkok, where there's no tourists, I'm just seen as a Farang. I'm not a rugby head, I'm not a soccer head. By the way, we call it soccer in Ireland, not football. Football is Gaelic football. I'm not a soccer head, I'm not a Gaelic head, a rugby head. I'm just a Farang. And as much as I criticise Thai, that word, and I don't like it and all the rest of it, there's a wonderful reassurance in that that you're a farang. You're not important as an individual. You're part of a group term. They refer to you as a farang, which is a group. So you have this wonderful anonymity. And that's one of the reasons I wouldn't like to live in Pattaya or Phuket or live in Sukhumvit. Because as I said before, those places aren't a real Thailand. They're islands of the West, geared towards catering for Western tastes. And you don't have the anonymity that you enjoy if you live in a real Thai area, a district of working class Thai, and just enjoy the freedom and the absolute isolation. That's the thing. And I know it sounds contradictory because isolation would drive you crazy and lack of communication would drive you crazy. But at the end of the day, lads, for me, I can walk down the street. It's like someone who's... Do you know who said it? I don't know who said it. But famous people walking down the street get recognised and they're known. And Joe Bloggs walking down the street has a degree of anonymity. And that's what it's like for me. I'm not obvious. Although, yeah, I do stick out because I'm a farang. But I can enjoy my solitude in the maddening crowd. So, sit back, relax, lads, put on the kettle, open a can of beer, and just enjoy this. Because this is me at home in a place that isn't home, but it's more home than home ever was. Even though the home that I feel more homely in doesn't really want me, I feel more home here than I ever felt when I was at home. Anyway, enjoy the dash cam, which will take us into our next scene. You find me in the gym and I'm pretty pissed off actually because I recorded the scene earlier on and the bloody microphones didn't record. I spent a whole hour eating some kind of shit and pretending it was nice. I'm not going to say what it was because you can't say those different things in Thailand. But anyway, I've had to re-record it. But it's just as well because I'm more relaxed. I'm here in the gym, or as the Thais call it, the fitness. Imagine using a concept to describe a noun. Like it's the gym. Fitness is a concept. It's not a noun, but anyway, that's besides the point. I can be who I want to be in Thailand. I will appear to be what other people perceive me to be if I'm in Ireland. I'm wearing this shirt. If I wear this shirt in Ireland, and anyone from Ireland will know this, I will be labelled. And I'm not going to go into it because I'm not going to get into politics. I will be labelled. In Thailand, I can wear it and no one gives a damn because they don't know what it means. And even if they did know what it means, they wouldn't say anything. You can be totally free here.
Totally free. In the scene, which I'll just show you here, that's where I was, and I was eating some stuff. In that scene, I was pointing out the fact that I had my camera set up like I do now in a public eatery, and nobody paid any attention to me whatsoever because they're so polite. They allow you to live your life as you are. And that's the beauty of living here, because you can't and you're not allowed live your life as you are where I'm from, because there's a preconceived notion of who you are and what you are. If you're from a certain part of Dublin, you're a certain thing. If you're from a certain part of Cork, you're a certain thing. And if you're from a certain part of Belfast, you're definitely a certain thing. And I harbour those preconceptions because I come from there. And to be devoid of those preconceptions is such a release, a relief. I can see it for all its faults. And I can embrace the fact that I can be totally anonymous. I'm standing in the gym. There's one other person exercising here, but they're not saying a thing to me. If I was in Europe and I was speaking like this, someone might come over and say, please don't speak so loud. But they don't. They don't. It's kind of an acceptance. It's absolutely bloody wonderful. I've secreted myself in a little cubby hole next to the two saunas, the ladies one on that side and the gents one on that side. Yes, we have saunas here. It's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. I have been in this fitness room, this gym, on many occasions, doing my own thing, and nobody says anything to you. I swear to God, that's why I could never go back. When I say couldn't, as I said, you should never say never. But that's one of the reasons why I would never want to go back. Someone just got into the thing there. So do you know what I mean? Can you identify with me? Can you understand from your experience in Thailand? Can you echo what I'm saying? That you feel this release, this weight lifted off your shoulders, that you're not labelled as whatever you would be labelled in your own country. And that's why I say this place feels more like home than home. And that's for sure. And it's like, you can never have perfection. This place feels more like home than home. But I can't make it my eternal home on paper because of my immigration status. And that's living on a knife edge. We said that before. It's so crucial to me that I end my days here. But I can't rely on favour. I can't rely on favour because the favour might not always be in my favour. Anyway, I was pissed off because I lost the audio on the previous recording, but I will say this much. I am looking forward to the rest of my days in a place where there's no preconceived conception about who I am or what I am. Anyway, we've got a lot of places to go to, and there's lots more to come in this video. God knows where we'll end up next. Well guys, it's the next day and I am anonymous as I could be. We're up in Clonglawong here in Pontootene, and I could stand here all day talking into this camera with people to my right and people to my left, and nobody is even won't say not batting an idea. They look, but they don't inquire and they don't interfere. When I say interfere, you know what I mean. I'm not interfering with them, they're not interfering with me. And as I said, that is the absolute beauty of this place. This is one of the things that I haven't spoken about before. I usually talk about the fact that I do feel isolated and I do feel a little bit lonely and this, that and the other. But that doesn't mean to say that loneliness and isolation doesn't have positive aspects associated with it or with them. There's the village behind me. It's a wonderful place. It's relaxed and serene, and nobody has a village mentality. That's the thing, a village mentality. It's bloody wonderful. Do you know what I mean? Can you identify with this? A lot of guys have said to me, well, some guys have said to me in the comments recently that I seem to be much happier and more relaxed. And I am, absolutely. Because I'm coming to realise as I get older that I really appreciate the fact that I can live in Thailand and disappear. Disappear in plain sight, or I won't say hide in plain sight, that's the phrase, but to disappear, to become invisible in plain sight. You know what? Do you remember that program, that show, the Gemini Man? Ben Murphy. He had his watch, and the digital watch. He'd make himself invisible for 30 seconds, whatever it was. That's who I feel like. I used to love that show. I had a digital watch like that from Texas Instruments, actually. I got a friend of the family. Came over from Duquesne University in Pittsburgh, and he brought me home. He brought over my first Texas Instrument digital watch. That was, and all the kids in the school, I remember I brought it to school, this is 1976, all the kids in the school were crowding around me because they'd never seen one before. But Ben Murphy, I forget what his character name was, in the Gemini Man. But I forget what was his name? I can't think of his name anyway. But that's who I feel like today. I feel like the Gemini Man. I can disappear and be invisible in plain sight, and it's absolutely wonderful. I'm looking around me, I'm standing on the road, there's people there, there's fellas sitting in their taxis just behind me. There we are there, but no one gives a damn. It's absolutely wonderful. I've got to go into 7 and buy some stuff. She wants water and Harry needs something for his breakfast. Even here, standing outside a convenience store, talking to a camera, you'll notice that no one cares. It's absolutely wonderful. I tell you, it's like, who needs anything else when you can live in a wonderful place and maintain a degree of anonymity? It's absolutely wonderful. So another thing, I'm not just invisible. My camera seems to be invisible as well. How many places in the world could you leave a camera with radio mic transmitter on a tripod in a convenience store car park and leave it there and go inside and do your shopping? And it's not just because this is a rural area. You could do that in Bangkok. So it's not just you or me that can be invisible. Your personal belongings can be invisible as well. I'm not saying that it's totally risk-free, but come on lads, if you've ever been to Thailand, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's a wonderful place, and I feel wonderful today because no one gives a shit what I'm doing. What? One, two. So I'm in the middle of bloody nowhere now. In the middle of bloody Mr. Nobody in the middle of nowhere. She's after bringing us to God knows where to eat pizza. She's great for that. She's in there in the restaurant. The reason I'm out here is because they're playing bloody music. Do you know something? If you don't want a YouTuber to record in your premises, just play music. It's one of the most irritating things as a YouTuber to go into a place and they're playing music because you can't because of the copyright. You're not invisible then, that's for sure. I'm out here anyway, they're all in there, we're going to eat pizza. And I walked into that place with my camera and I'm literally carrying this. It's a big rig of a thing. And nobody cares. Nobody gives a damn. Thais are generally not inquisitive because in their education system, they're taught never to interrupt a teacher. I said that before. This, by the way, is Clong C, Clong 4, Canal 4. We live in Clong Ha, Canal 5, and it's a distance away, and it's full of housing. And that up there is a school, massive school. Look at the colour of the sky. The rainy season's supposed to be over. It's not over at all. It was pissing rain earlier on. And I'm going to go in there and enjoy my pizza. I'll talk to you in a bit. So you might wonder what we're doing. This pizza restaurant actually gives the kids an opportunity to make the pizza for themselves. I've never seen this before. How about that, huh? This is wonderful. I've never seen anything like this before. You see, and it's not I'm doing this, I'm completely anonymous. Wow, good boy, Harry, keep it up. This is an absolute first for me. You notice, I might as well not be here. They're all doing their thing, totally oblivious to me. How about that? I don't know if he's going to eat it after this. Harry, will you eat that after? Good boy. Wonderful. There's always a surprise in Thailand. This is a surprise for me. I just thought there was a regular old pizza restaurant, but oh no, it's absolutely fantastic. Never seen the like of this before, Harry. So now he's going to do his toppings. There you go. I said at the very start, you never know where we'll end up next. And here we are. I've never been this upfront and personal in a pizza restaurant before in my life. And Harry's going mad on the cheese there. You're going a bit heavy on the cheese, Harry.
He told me to do all 3 rolls.
Oh, okay, good for you. I can feel the heat from that. There you go. This is a first for this channel. And proving the fact that I'm standing here talking to the camera and nobody is paying a blind bit of difference. And it's proof in the pudding that I'm here talking to the camera and no one is paying a blind bit of heed to what I'm doing or what I'm saying.
I am.
You are her. Okay, now you're going to put it in the oven. He's going to put it in the oven.
I like a lot of my cheese.
The wonderful thing about Thailand is they can turn their hand to anything. And many Irish people can cook Thai food. You know what I mean? Or many Italians can cook Thai food. There we go. Pizza's in the oven. There you go, Har. Wow.
Look at all the fluff powder.
Yeah, do you want to wash your hands now? So there you go. Proof that the pudding is in the eating. And in this case, the proof of the pizza is in the eating. It's very hot in there, Har.
Daddy can actually go on. No more spoons there.
Here we go. Yeah. Wow, look at that, Harry. Say thank you. Okay.
He said, take
Okay.
a photo.
Yeah, it's okay. Video, it's okay. 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 Okay.
Photo.
Okay, I'll take a photo. Good, good, good. Okay. Okay. Don't let it fall. Okay. So you find me at my favorite part of the day for shooting a video. The lighting is absolutely perfect. I don't need a filter. The light is just perfect. We're at Twilight. I just want to say that in making this video, I've come to realize how happy I am to be who I am and where I am. Thailand affords me every opportunity to discover the wonders of life and the wonder of being able to say that you're at peace with yourself in a wonderful place. That's what this is. That's what it is. That's what it is. I just want to say as well, and I want to thank everybody who helps me out and buy me a coffee, especially everybody here who on our previous live stream, our recent live stream, was so kind to me. Thank you so much indeed, lads. I'll keep bringing you the videos. Make sure if you haven't done so already, click the like button, the share button, subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things, and I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon.